songs and then, okay? All right.
So listen, darling, sweetie babe, you cannot keep on going this way. I know you brought a lot of joy to my world, but I know it's time to arrange in my mind. There are many ways things that you tell me, and they are right, but they're making this in my head. You know I love you and I want you, and it's so hard for me to rise up and say to you. Your presence sometimes makes me dizzy and I fall. I wanna go my way myself alone. You think that you can sit through me, but you're wrong. Your presence sometimes makes me dizzy and I fall. I wanna go my way myself alone. You think that you can sit through me, but you're wrong. So don't look from above, just keep flying. So listen, darling, sweetie baby, you cannot keep on going this way. I know you brought a lot of joy to my world, but I know it's time to arrange my mind. There are many ways things that you tell me, and they are right, but they're making mess in my head. You know I love you and I want you, when it's so hard for me to rise up and say to you. Your presence sometimes makes me dizzy and I fall. I wanna go my way myself alone. You think that you can sit through me, but you're wrong. Your presence sometimes makes me dizzy and I fall. I wanna go my way myself alone. You think that you can sit through me, but you're wrong. So don't look from above, just keep flying.
Hello.
Hi.
We are here in Querétaro.
Yes, and we play 2 cameras,
Yeah.
which is nice. Paulina is here with us to lead us through this whole thing.
Let's say something first in Spanish. Quiero saludar a todas las personas que nos están acompañando en la transmisión. Muchísimas gracias por unirse. Vamos a estar por aquí un segmento de 1 hora para escuchar algo de música y también para hablar de algunas preguntas para Tani y Dana. Creo que este es un gran momento. El día de ayer se presentaron en Máster Café y el día de hoy están aquí con nosotros para precisamente hablar de música y cualquier otro tema que se les ocurra. Así que, guys, welcome to Querétaro. We are very happy to have you here in the 5th edition of the festival. This is an organization made by musicians pretty much for this past 5 years, and we're very, very happy to be able to be another year here. So, welcome.
Thank you.
If you can tell us a little bit about the music that you played, how is the composition process, what is your own creative process and everything, it would be amazing if you can share us with us.
Great. Want to start?
How do you create music?
How do we create music?
Yeah.
Let's start with just saying thank you for having us here in Querétaro.
Yeah.
It's our first time. We arrived yesterday and had a really fun concert in Máster Café.
Yeah.
And we play another show tonight here in Querétaro, and next week we go to Guadalajara for the first time as well.
That's also, I'm going to say in Spanish, un buen momento para invitarlos a las personas que nos ven de Guadalajara, for all the people that is watching us from Guadalajara. You're going to be there. We have like 2 amazing activities, but we're going to talk about that after.
Yeah.
Great.
We're excited.
So yeah, let's talk about the creative process. That was a song by Dana, Dizzy and Fall.
Season 4. It's one of the first songs I wrote, like almost 10 years ago.
How long? Like 10 years ago?
Almost. Yeah, 8 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Inspired by... Actually, this one inspired by Ahmed Jamal. I was listening a lot to one of his live show albums, and they were like the dun 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 dun. So I was just vibing with these chords and sang this song about, I guess, a relationship that makes you like a little bit dizzy, and you can't really tell where you are in all of this.
And how do you, for example, like compose the music? What is your process to start? Like, do you write first the lyrics, or do you start like first with the chords, or?
Usually I start with chords and with feeling. Like, it's very rare that I decide that I'm going to write a song. It's just, if I feel something, I just go to the piano and find the right chords that will give me the right, like, how do you say, karka,
Ground.
like the right ground to cover what I feel, and then on top of it I'm just expressing myself.
And about melodies?
It just comes.
Just
Yeah.
hearing?
Yeah. Sometimes also I have just a melody in my head, and then I'm putting harmony into it, but usually I start with harmony.
Nice, great.
What about you?
What about you, Tad?
For me, sometimes I write songs and I write the music. Like, I don't write a lot of lyrics. Mostly I write music, and usually it happens when I don't notice I'm writing. I'm just playing the guitar. Sometimes I'm doing something else, and talking to someone, and just starting playing, and then like maybe the other person will tell me like, "Hey, what's that?" I'm like, "I don't know, what's that?"
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I saw it many times
Yeah.
happening.
Do you think about like in a whole structure, like now I have the A and after I have the B, or you're just like building blocks, or what do you do?
I never think about it like in A and B's. It's more I start with something. I have songs that is like can be in 5 minutes. I have the whole song, and like thank you God for giving me this song. And sometimes it's like I have one part, and a few years later I will write a new part. If I'll play it with a band, so I'll just like play with them the first part, and in the rehearsal like, hey, let's try this, and that will be the next part. And it doesn't have to be finished for me to bring it to other people. Sometimes like people inspire me to write the new part. Just for example, this song we just played of Dana, like it was very like much more slow, like. And.
But then one morning.
Yeah, one morning I woke up and I took the guitar. Usually in the morning I have a lot of inspiration because the head is clean, and yeah. And I was just jamming with the guitar and found this part. And that's like a loop.
Yeah, and I didn't sing that song that much. I felt it's an old song, and I'm kind of it's behind me. But then when Tal really brought this vibe, it made me like, whoa, I want to sing it.
Yeah, so we hope to record this one soon, like with the new vibe and with the whole band. yeah, let's play maybe another one.
Beautiful. Yeah. Just before that, I was thinking about, like, for example, what about the moment that you put it on paper with everything? You think about the different instruments, like the band members, or if you want like a specific sound, for example, as a duo or as a trio, something of that like affects your composition process, or doesn't matter?
Usually the moment I put it on paper is like can be years later, just because I need to. Normally I will just record it with my phone to remember the part, and but yeah, my grandma told me like you have to put your music on paper, and she's right, because then like it stays. You have it. People don't have to have you in the room to be able to play the music, because they have the music written. So
Yeah, but there's recordings.
yeah, there are recordings, but there are some people that it's easier for them to learn from paper.
For paper.
I think for both of us, we learn more from listening.
Yeah. It's very rare for me to write a chart. Like Tas said, if I have to write a chart for a certain event, I do it. But usually I like to teach my friends the songs just by playing it. And
yeah. Sometimes like you teach it to a friend, and it's already a musician that you like, and he will like
get the vibe
and like maybe play it a little bit differently than what you thought, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's actually the song, the way you hear it.
That's amazing. So pretty much it's like sharing sounds, no, not as specifically like, hey, this is the structure, please play it.
Yeah.
It's more like it's something that I've seen, like also like making music in the moment, no, and I think it's pretty much the idea of about like composing music, because it's super different when you approach in one way. If you have a composition that is like very strict, no, like tight. And I've been in situations where it's also very different when you are like just talking about what would you like maybe the sounds or the chords or the melodies, no? Also, because I saw the video that you released, and I would like to talk about that. Well, both of you have released music, so it would be good to hear a little bit more and keep talking about music. Okay?
Thank you.
Zukachi?
Catchy? thinking about if you can tell us a little bit of how it was for you to think about your own process as a musician when you start feeling ready to be creative, or I don't know if you passed through that, no, of this, the mindset of the musician that you need to be practicing and practicing until you get like a perfection thing. And what are you doing? How was this for you? Like, you experienced like a feeling like that, or you feel that it was something natural for you since the beginning?
Are you talking about the moment that you feel ready to share your
Yes.
creation? You want to answer? Or
I think a lot of people get like super frustrated, no, about the creation process. I've known like several musicians, they're always struggling about when is the right moment to do it, no? When you have something, we are always thinking about, oh, maybe I can improve it more and more and more until I get like the masterpiece, no? But it's something very relative, no? When you're creating a part, you're gonna have a version of what it's gonna be like in the future. But about your own music, when you create it, at the moment you say like, oh, it's ready, or you spend like time until like you were ready to share it. Maybe it was a month, or maybe a year, or maybe more than a year. Did you experience this?
Yeah, I feel it made me think about one of my first concerts ever. It was like a small cafe next to my village in the north of Israel, and maybe I wrote one or two pieces on the guitar. Back then I was 15, and yeah, it was a moment. Just after the show, I went on stage and played one of these songs, and it was not ready in any way. It was just a little thing I wrote on the guitar, because it all starts with a little thing. But the moment I shared it with people, that was a moment, like the reaction of people like saying, oh, we like it, it touches us in some way. It made me, I think, realize that I can share my creation. Like, it's just about doing that. It doesn't have to be a complete song or something. You can share something small and yeah, just start from that, and then you write a symphony later. Like, it's.
What about you, Dana?
It's interesting. I feel that, of course, you can practice something and make something beautiful and shining, and to give your best into something. But I think before that, music, for me, music is more a way of living than something I need to achieve. It's more a way of living, and I think before maybe practicing super hard and just like, learning solos and trying to sound like an idea that you have, it's important to develop some inner confidence as human, as love, bring love into yourself, and work on your חוסר ביטחון, confident, see where it comes from, be connected to yourself, and make music from that place, from a place that is real for you, and that it's something that you have to do. You have to make music because you have to express so many feelings. And after that, of course, you have an idea, you have inspiration, and you want to make it perfect. If I have a song that I really feel connected to, and I really feel it, and there's like some, I don't know, a melisma or something that is difficult for me, I'm trying to feel it and to learn it so I can express it the way I want. But yeah, that's generally
That
what
was beautiful. Yeah. I've been surrounded by some musicians that feel like very ashamed, about playing with other people also. And I think, I don't know, like, what's the best thing to do, if you feel that you're not ready to do something, But also, I think it would be amazing, for example, if you can, also with this thought that you give us, but maybe some advice for them to encourage them to not fear that way.
Yeah,
I mean, to have confidence in yourself is one thing,
Yeah, I think it's good to try and to be wrong and to fail or to go to the water, just to jump to the water.
Open-hearted.
Yeah. And it's hard. Like it's hard to go on stage. Like if you are not experienced. Like so, for some people it's easy. For some people it's hard. But it's even if you experience something that is like, oh, you play and you felt like it was terrible, but you're still alive and you did that, and life moves on, and you can try another time. You just like, if you just treat it as a learning experience, and if you do it with friends. I remember like a jam session when I was like really young with my old band. We are from a village, and we came to the big city to a jam session. And we played, like it was so late at night, and we went and we played our song that we worked so hard, and everything sounded terrible. It's like, when you feel that everything is broken, like it's like, the drums, like everything is not working. But then we just like continued, like, and laughed about it. Like it becomes a story, and you remember like these moments that it was terrible, even more than the highest moment that everything went perfect and you feel like a star or something. So it's good to try.
Yeah,
like,
to jump in the water.
Yeah, and nothing happens. Like you're still alive, and like you can fail, everything is cool.
I think the only thing that can happen is maybe your reputation, no? What about that?
Reputation. I think it's important to surround yourself with the right people also. You don't want to go to a jam and like wait to play so hard and like feel that you need to be something. And I remember, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't, like, it's very important to be surrounded by people who gets you and
trust your feelings. Like if it doesn't feel right for you, maybe it's not the place for you. Like there are so many other places to make music. Maybe you need like this place, like in a room with your friend, just playing with a friend, showing a song, and do that for a few years, and it's amazing. You just need to feel good. It's music. Mm-hmm. We all start playing music because it feels good, because we are in love with this art and the way it makes us feel. So reputation is not important if you just enjoy what you're doing.
That's very true. I completely agree with that. And I guess when you come and you play and you go to a gym, but you're still loyal to yourself and to your sound and to your idea, and you try to keep that focus in, I think that's also important.
I think that's the answer that we were looking for. Also playing with friends now is part of this, until you have like gained experience and know exactly what you're telling, that be confident with your sound and what do you have to share with everyone, So I think that's the way that we need to be thinking about also not only music, but also like if in your life you need to be confident and trust in yourself to be able to do whatever you want. So guys, would you like to play another song, or would you like to go to another topic?
I don't know, because it's
We'll think for a song for a second.
But if there are people who is listening, they're welcome to ask questions. It would be nice to have a dialogue. But like you said, I think I think confident is it's also it sometimes can be very stressful to, oh my God, I have to feel confident, because we don't always feel confidence, and it always comes in waves and ups and downs, and it's embracing it all, life.
Yeah.
What song?
This one. Let's do it.
Regálame tu risa, enséñame a soñar con solo una caricia. Me pierdo en este mar. Regálame tu estrella, la que ilumina esta noche, llena de paz y de armonía, y te entregaré mi vida. Haces que mi cielo vuelva a tener ese azul, pintas de colores mi mañana, solo tú. Navego entre las olas de tu voz, y tú, y tú, y tú, y solamente tú. Hace que mi alma se despierte con tu luz. Tú, y tú, y tú. Enseñas tus heridas y así las curarás. Que sepa el mundo entero que tu voz guarda un secreto. No menciones tu nombre, que en el firmamento se mueren de celos. Tus ojos son destellos, tu garganta es un misterio. Haces que mi cielo vuelva a tener ese azul, pintas de colores mi mañana, solo tú. Navego entre las olas de tu voz, y tú, y tú, y tú, y solamente tú. Hace que mi alma se despierte con tu luz. Tú, y tú, y tú, tú, y tú, y tú, y solamente tú. Hace que mi alma se despierte con tu luz. Tú, y tú, y tú. Thank you.
Beautiful, guys. I was thinking about the next question. How is it for you to live in a city like New York City as a professional musician?
Before that, I want to say that that song wasn't original, of course. It was by Pablo Alborán.
Good to mention.
Yeah. What was the question? How is it to live in New York? Complicated. Yeah. It's a complicated question, but...
Yeah, it's a very busy city. It always pushes you to be at your best. And yeah, sometimes it's too much. Sometimes you feel you need to run away from the city. And sometimes you feel like you have to be there. That is like the most beautiful and special place in the world. Yeah, I think it's an amazing place to be. But for me, like, I see myself also, I want to live in other places. It's been 7 years in New York, almost. And yeah, I feel it's important for me to live in other places too, to experience different kind of vibes. But it's very personal, you know?
I mean, for me, also, New York, it's like an amusement park? That's how you say Luna Park? Amusement park.
Maybe.
It's like so many things to do and so many different kinds of everything, of people, of music, of cultures. And there's also the hustle in New York. There's the buzz. There's a very special energy in New York that really makes you wanna do things, but certain things. It's different because like you said, every place gives you different things to your creation. If you're in the nature and you just with the birds all day, your creativity process will be wow, I lost concentration, but yeah, I guess New York is amazing, and it's really good to balance it with also different things, different places.
I will ask about an advice for all the musicians that are curious about going there. What would you recommend them?
Have fun.
Buy a car.
Buy a car?
No,
Really?
I'm just kidding.
New
No,
York?
actually, no. Actually,
Don't
it's cool.
buy a car.
Just now we had a car for a month. We never had a car in New York.
Yeah.
And like for a month we had a car, and it was like, oh, finally not being in the subway.
Yeah. But the subway is amazing.
Yeah.
I wrote some songs on the subway. You too, probably.
Me too. Yeah. Advice for New York: be open, like in any place, but be open. Like I think some people come to New York for a very specific thing, like I want to play only in that club every night. But New York has so much to offer that you just don't know until you get there. So it's good to just, when you come there, come with an open heart to learn different things that what you would think from before. Like you can get into different kinds of music or different kinds of things in life, because it has a lot to offer.
Yeah, be open, but also, for sure, being open and also bringing yourself, like we said, but bring your own roots, your own authentic self, and not maybe try to sound like anyone else. Just
cook food, invite friends.
Yeah.
I think the thing that made me stay in New York for such a long time was just people I met there and friends, because it's such a big city, and I think what makes you feel home is the people there, because usually people don't come there with their families, so your friends are becoming your family. So cook food together, eat, make music at home together, and
Thank you for that. And I can say also, like, that's a way to do it, no? Pretty much enjoy with your friends. That's how things start to happen. That's another thing. Um, Now let's go to the professional part. You both are releasing music right now. So Dana released a video 2 weeks ago, and Tal is releasing his first single, which is gonna be the first album that you're having as a leader. So can you share us about the project that you have in mind? What's your vision with the music that you're creating? What would you like to do? What, like for example, a dream that you would like to achieve now by releasing music?
Do you want to start?
No?
No, me. Eventually, the goal is to keep creating, is to perform with people I love and to share music with people. About this specific project, I'm Done is a song that I wrote a few years ago. And it talks a lot about freedom and freeing yourself from a situation that is not right for you. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. I don't. Do you wanna add something?
Sure.
Okay.
So that's I'm Done, like the song we just released 2 weeks ago. I actually just yesterday released my first single from my first album, and to be completely honest, it felt because I was so I had so much weight on that, like, oh, it's the first single, first album. And I was like, how should it be? Like, I was like overthinking about it almost every day, and my goal is to be creating and just release music. Like it's basically sharing what I love to do, and I don't want it to be so heavy for me. I want it to be very, yeah, I don't know if light, because it's very important to me. Yeah, but I experience like maybe it's like going on playing your first show or something like that. And you are like super excited and you feel it's the most important thing in the world. But when I look about art, like when I look up to artists that I really love, they just released more and more music, and that's what I want to do, release more and more music, because I write a lot. I just write, and if I can be in a creative process more and more, because that's the most fun, the creative process and sharing it on stage. So my dream is just doing that, like recording and playing for people and doing it with friends I love, and yeah, that's simple as that.
Okay, I was thinking about this question because I was also like thinking about the business side of releasing music, no? Pretty much the musicians have this beautiful feeling about just create. But what about, for example, now that you're here in Mexico, no? Now you have the chance also to share this music with everyone here, which is great. So pretty much what I see is like if you have the chance of be creating, but also to be able to share with more people out of your home. No, now it's New York City. Now you're in Mexico for a couple of weeks, so it will be like amazing to let people know what are you doing, who you are, no, and probably like creating audiences, like different audiences around the world. No, if you're living right now here and you're planning to go to another place. I was having like this conversation with a musician that I really admire in New York City, like the past Monday, and he was like, you know what, people know me, no, and I feel very comfortable, for example, playing here in the States, or if I go to Europe or whatever, people is gonna be there, but you know, people don't know me in Latin America, no, and that's something that he would love to create, no, more than just being playing and do the big shows that he does all the time, he will be like also like very happy to do like smaller shows in a place like Mexico, no, or any other place in Latin America. So sometimes I think we don't think about just the audiences, no, like the live shows. Now with COVID, a lot of people don't want to go out to a live show because they are afraid. But you know, the experience of having a live show is not going to be compared, for example, now with live stream, no, to have somebody like face to face and be able to talk and experience and feel the music that you have to also with you, no? So I feel it's like kind of similar when you're releasing something that is going to be digital. There's need to be a way to put it out, no, in the world. So saying this, guys, if you would love to invite the people that we're going to be in Guadalajara next week, and about the other shows that you have, when are you going to be presenting music here in Mexico? Where else?
So we have a show tonight in Querétaro. So if you are here in Querétaro, please come by.
Say hi.
Yes, Terraza Carola.
Terraza Carola at night at 7. And you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook and find all the dates, because we have a poster full of the dates, and sometimes it's hard to remember all the places, but we are going on the 25th and 26th to Guadalajara to play.
Do you have another show after that?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Tulum, Caribe, the Caribbean part. We play in Batey.
On February 3rd.
Yeah, February 3rd. And for the music, if you like the music, if you wanna check out the music, so yeah, same YouTube, Spotify, and all these places. Search for Dana Herz, D-A-N-A-D-A-N-A. Probably you can hear it in. The links will be.
They're gonna be there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting what you're saying about releasing music and the business part of it, and how to deal with all of this, and what you said about how heavy it can be. And eventually what we want, I think, is to create and to play for people, because there's nothing compared to live shows, to feel, even now, the three of you here, you know, 3 people in the room right now, it's something. We feel the energy, and social media is complicated. And just this morning we said we need to open, how do you say, like a group of support for musicians.
Yeah, support group, just of like for all the feelings of like
around social media.
We
none of us chose to be business person, but today, because how the music industry goes, it's we all need to be our own manager, our own promoters, and it's hard, and it's not always fun. And I think there's no right and there's no wrong way of doing it. It's however you feel that is good for you. We're not products. I personally, it's not about putting out content. It's just about sharing with the world, and Instagram and Facebook. It could be a beautiful tool to do it. Yeah.
I agree.
Yes?
Yeah, I agree very much. But yeah, still there are like people online, and sometimes you are like, we are consuming art through our phones now, and it's very fast, and you see one thing and another, but sometimes there are some people that get your attention, and usually if they do something honest and they do it in their own way, so there is some inspiration from.
For sure, for the 1-minute videos, for sure. But then we go to the albums, we go to Spotify, and
we grew up listening to albums, and like it's a fuller experience. So that's why for me, like the platforms I prefer is YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music, like a place that you can dive into a channel of like a musician and get to know a person and get more inspired than just scrolling through pictures and see that. Like, so, yeah, invite everybody just to go to these places, like more Spotify, YouTube, and places that you can dive in, or even buy albums. I know that is, because this is, it's not many people buy albums now. That's why we make T-shirts and bags too.
And live music, live shows.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much like finishing here. It would be nice to hear maybe another song.
Another song.
If somebody has a question, si alguien tiene una pregunta en línea, sería un buen momento. Y las leeremos al final. We're gonna read it at the end. Okay? Yeah.
Right.
That's
We wait for a question, or we?
And then. It's the craziness I'm feeling, and it's all because of you. Melting through your tough wisdom, and I'm getting close to live like I've always wanna live. You always make me high. There's no way I'm going down, down, down. When I'm with you, I feel love, love. I wanna be around you. You always make me high, high, high. There's no way I'm going down, down, down. When I'm with you, I feel love, love. I wanna be around you. Honey, feel my heart that's beating. It's the craziness I'm feeling, and it's all because of you. Melting through your tough wisdom, and I'm getting close to live like I've always wanna live. You always make me high, high, high. There's no way I'm going down, down, down. When I'm with you, I feel love, love. I wanna be around you. You always make me high, high, high. There's no way I'm going down, down, down. When I'm with you, I feel love, love. I wanna be around you. And I'll call the angels to come and get me from the ground. I'll wait the only way and make God. Oh,
you very much.
Congratulations, guys. Welcome to the Centro Cultural Unam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Paulina Mercado,
Yeah.
Jazzy Movimiento. Thank you, Querétaro, for having us. And yeah, so good to be in Mexico.
If some, if you have questions, you can always write us on Instagram and Facebook, and we will answer.
Thank you guys. I hope everyone, espero que todos hayan disfrutado de esto en línea. The video is gonna be there, so you can share it like after. El video va a estar ahí, si lo quieren compartir después con sus amigos, siempre pueden regresar a él. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
זה משתפר פשוט. לא נכון, מה פתאום? מה, סיום? בסדר, כי... טינג.